guess what? Some things never change. We're back on the Salmon River and it's cold and snowy, upstate New York. As we like to call it, the world famous. But you might notice I'm fishing a little bit different tackle today. Bait casters, the new rage in upstate New York on the Salmon River. Not a trophy, but start. Some things don't change. Guess what he ate? Boraxo fire, steelhead eggs tied in Atlas Mike's blue netting. You ready?
Where's our net guy?
I'm behind it.
Welcome aboard. Proof is in the pudding.
Well, Troy thought he had the bottom. I got news for you, folks. The bottom started moving.
Moved. That rock moved.
You know what a difference a year makes. Troy was here 2 years ago with Steven and I filming, and there was almost no snow. He didn't even really need his jacket. This year, there's a lot of snow. Welcome back. Winter is here again.
I'm glad you bring Troy. He gets them.
Yeah. And there is the proof, folks. Mr. Pink Fireworm.
Cut it on this pink fireworm. Love them.
So one important thing about fishing the Salmon River is not being stubborn. So the reason I say that is we pulled in here. Immediately first cast, we had a double. We lost them both, unfortunately, but they were both on fireworms. So Troy had a couple on fireworms. I had a small one on a blue egg sack because I can't come to the Salmon River and not use a blue egg sack. But Troy hit a couple more on fireworms. So as any good angler would do, guess what I put on? A fireworm. They're chewing them here today, guys.
Doesn't want to come in yet, huh?
So I've been fishing this bait caster today, and let me tell you what, as a change of pace from my center pin, it's such an advantage to have a drag on these things. Here you go.
Oh yeah. It's another good fish.
Fireworm takes another one. Man, when you find something they want, you just keep giving it to them. Beautiful Salmon River steelhead here. So first of all, the rod and reel we're using, this, like I said earlier, I've now switched to almost exclusively fishing bait casters while guiding here on the Salmon River. Now I do fish a center pin on my own. I did bring them today. I just never strung them up. They were biting right from the get-go using my bait caster. So we stuck with that. And Troy also used this exact same setup. So this rod is a Lamiglass G1000 Pro, and it's a spiral wrapped bait caster. So some people aren't familiar with that, but the guides start on the top and actually end up on the bottom of the blank. That helps with distribute the load of the rod, and it also increases pulling power of the rod. So this model is the 11.5 foot, 6 to 10 pound action. This is my go-to setup here for the Salmon River. Now for the reel, I'm using a Daiwa Tatula 150 SV. Now this reel I've got strung up with 20-pound braid. This is P-line TCB braid, and you can use a right or left-hand retrieve, whatever you prefer to fish with. Now I find that using a left-handed retrieve reel while doing this kind of fishing for a right-handed angler is the best, because when you throw out, you're going to drift with the rod in your right hand, and it allows you to be quicker on the reel by keeping your left hand available to turn the reel. Now there are some people who like to bass fish that just can't get over using a left-handed retrieve bait caster, so a right-hand retrieve will work too. That's just totally personal preference. So like I said, 20-pound TCB braid from P-line. And now that I have connected to some 8-pound monofilament here. This is Maxima Ultra Green, and I have it tied in with a uni-to-uni knot here. It goes from my braid and my monofilament. I have about 8 to 10 feet here. And like I said, this is 8-pound Maxima Ultra Green. I'm using an 8-gram float with this setup. And then the same setup that you would use with any other float fishing here in the Great Lakes. You know, tapered split shot. There's quite a few videos I've made of setting up that rig. When it works, just keep doing it. Yeah. Fireworm again. We got to start landing them and not losing them.
Well, this is bite number 11. If you land it, it'll be 4. Let's see what happens. Almost too easy.
Fireworms make everything easy. Not a monster, but pink fireworm strikes again.
Well, as Steven said, if it ain't broken, don't fix it. So we kept the fireworm on. It's been working really good today. Snow's starting to fall here on the Tug Hill, and that just means one thing. It's winter. Let's see what the fish is. Oh yeah, nice one.
Troy strikes again with his fireworm.
That's a way bigger fish.
Touch a slack, Troy.
Fireworm. Love it.
You can take the boy out of Pulaski, but you can't take the Pulaski out of the boy. Blue egg sack strikes again. Again, not a trophy by any means, but bending the rod, pulling the drag. We're happy to have him. It's funny, this might be the fish. We seen one porpoise here when we first stopped, and this might be that fish. It looks pretty similar in size. You're good. I'll stuff him in the frozen now.
Mr. Blue.
Blue egg sack, 4-axle fire. When we were running the fire helgramite, we're using a gold jig head in a 1/32 ounce, and I'm going to show you a little unique thing that I'm doing with the helgramite. Now, I did not come up with this idea. I learned this watching Pautzke videos. You should learn. I watch them all. I learned something from so many different pros across the country. This one is one of Thane's tricks to running these fire helgramites. So the first thing I do is I found it a little bit easier to run these if I cut off just the head section of the bait. So I just come in here with a pair of scissors and cut it off at the first segment. So what that allows me to do is have a nice flat spot where it's a little bit easier to hook the jig head through. So then I just run the bait up on the jig head. Now these baits are real soft, so they're a little bit tricky to get on there, but the softness is what makes them so effective. So they have a ton of action in the water. So I go down about 2 or 3 segments into the body, and I just slide it up onto the jig head here. So we'll just get it pushed up, and then it's ready to fish. So that's how we fish that bait here today.
All right, well, we're on again, and guess what? We are teaching an old dog new tricks.
Oh my God.
You still got him?
I still got him.
We still got him. The fire helgramite has been employed, and it is getting bit just like everything else we put out there today. The pink worm, the blue Atlas Mike spawn sack, and now the fire helgramite. Welcome to Oswego County.
If he only wants to go that way, Troy, we can take him on the other side. We're ready here.
There he is. Yeah. Biggest fish of the day, folks, on the fire helgramite. You're gonna see it come right to the boat, and we're gonna look in its mouth. And guess what's right there? Oh yeah. Open up and say ah. There it is. Fire helgramite.
Fire helgramite. What a dandy. Biggest fish of the day.
And this one is fighting pretty good, like it's got something to it.
Yeah, he doesn't want to leave his spot.
Now, we're not going to tell you guys any fishtails today. The honest truth is we've probably caught 8. We've probably lost 10.
Yep.
That's called fishing, folks. It happens. But we're happy to catch the ones that come to the boat. Those are the ones you guys are seeing. The rest of them are out there waiting for you to come catch. But let me tell you, it's been one heck of a bite on several different baits today.
Somebody else is feeding this.
Yeah. So this fish has a bead in its mouth from earlier, and the pink fireworm. You can see them both right there.
Not our bead.
There's the bead, there's the fireworm.
Another beautiful fish caught here on the Salmon River using a pink fireworm.
Pink fireworms, they were unbelievable today. Now, the pink worm bite here on the Salmon River has been great the last few weeks, but these fireworms were exceptional today. Now, the way we rigged this today is we were just simply hooking this on a curved shank scud hook, like I always like to run, and we were running it wacky style. So this is a size 8 fulling mill hook. So here, it's a little bit hard with my gloves on. So this is a shrimper scud hook, and then all I'm doing is I hook it center of the worm, top third of the worm. I try to grab about 7 or 8 segments of the body and just pull it out like this. So we're running it wacky style, so it has a lot of action down in the water. Thank God, Atlas Blue's back USA. Whoa!
Did he just jump?
Yeah. This fish doesn't know it's February.
There it is. Oh yeah.
We got him.
Another blue.
Blue strikes again. Right there. Right in his mouth. Blue. Atlas Mike spawn net. 3x3 squares with natural boraxo fire trout eggs.
What do you got on there? Are you still on the worm?
I'm still on the pink rubber worm.
Wow.
Fireworm.
Fireworm, let's get this straight.
Fireworms and blue egg sacs. Come catch a steelhead.
Get that long net. Oh, just like that. We've got another fireworm on the boat.
Another fine steelhead on that pink fireworm.
So today, these are the eggs we ran. These are all boraxo fired, natural colored, in different 3x3 squares of Atlas Mike's spawn net. So to hook these, just like a blue, 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 blue. So once your spawn sack's tied, I personally like to hook them on the bottom, and you try to avoid as many eggs as you can just to get the mesh so that it leaves your hook available to hook the fish. And then also when you're done using it, this is a question I get asked a lot, and it's one of those things I think is very simple, but I guess it's worth showing again. So to remove the spawn sack, I find it to be best, because you've hooked it on the bottom, to pull by the knot here and that way you don't get any of the eggs in your fingers. It saves your fingers a little bit, although you fish enough and you still end up with beat up thumbs like me. So that's what we did here today on the Salmon River in upstate New York. It was awesome. We hit them from start to finish. Troy kept right up with me. Troy was awesome today. Everything was awesome. Not many people around, beautiful weather, and the fish cooperated. Fun day here on the Salmon River in upstate New York.
I sound like a broken record, but guess what? We're on again. Again. On.
I'm on fire. Blue egg sacks, Atlas Mike's, boraxo fire. This is a little bit unfair.
Double digit, landed double digit steelhead fishing is fun no matter where you are.
Scoop and score.
Ooh. Definitely a bright fish. Definitely a bright fish.
Atlas
Look
Mike's.
at this.
Blue.
Look at this beauty. Oh yeah.
Man, this one gave me all I could handle, probably even a little bit more. That was one heck of a battle. Atlas Mike's blue spawn netting 3x3.
As you guys know, I got tired of catching fish on the pink fireworm and on blue egg sacks.
Made us move.
I made us move. I said, let's go back to the helgramite. Guess what? Bingo! Fish on!
But so we fish helgramites. So in the deeper, slower pools where you'd utilize a jig, the deeper, slower holes in the wintertime. And the reason being is that when you're fishing in the faster moving runs, the bait doesn't stay down as well.
Today's episode of Pautzke Outdoors comes to you from a familiar place. We're at upstate New York, 30 minutes outside of Syracuse, just south of Watertown, on the world famous Salmon River. It's something that everybody knows about. It's no secret. And it's one place that nobody ever says, I can't believe you spot burned this place. That's because it's one of the most popular steelhead fisheries in North America, if not the world. Now we came out here today with our guy, Stephen Shen of STS Guide Service. We've been coming out here with Stephen for so many years, and we continue to come back because he shows us how good fishing is, no matter what the conditions are. He knows how to adjust, and especially on a year like this year where it's been frigid cold for almost a month. There's several feet of the snow on the ground. We were here last year, there was no snow. This year, you know what we did? We fished the same way we always do. Okay, we started out with those famous Atlas Mike spawn sacks. We used 3x3 Atlas Mike spawn netting, mostly blue. That's all we put in the water today. We fished those with boraxo fire cured eggs, and then we switched over. We used a pink fireworm, and we used a helgramite. Why? Because those fire helgramites are one of the most underrated products you can use on the Salmon River. Now, that drift today came all under the cover of a little bit of snow, a little bit of cloudiness, and temperatures hovering right around freezing. It just shows you, with good bait, banner days can be had here on this famous Salmon River. Now, we focused on using these three baits, switched back and forth. We let the fish tell us what they wanted. They wanted all three of them, and we proved that by catching over a dozen fish. We missed over a dozen as well. A lot of hookups today. It just shows you, get a good guide, come with a good attitude, dress warm, and you too could have a world-class day here on the Salmon River just outside of Almar. Pautzke products are available at sporting goods stores near you. If you can't find the specific color, size that you want, make sure to go to Pautzke.com. And as a thank you for watching Pautzke Outdoors, we're going to show you a coupon code to be used for 10% off your next order.